What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be going over how I think Godspeed will return for The Flash Season 8. Now, of course, guys, recently we got some set photos of a newspaper that says Zoom and Godspeed destroy Central City. So I recently made a video on how I think Zoom could return, but now I'm going to be making one on Godspeed. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, he's just locked up in prison. He's going to, he's just going to escape from there. Now, that is definitely possible. However, I think there are a couple more options here in regards to how Godspeed could have a role in this storyline. So anyways, this newspaper right here, Zoom and Godspeed destroy Central City, maybe we see somewhat of a Zoom storyline first, and then we see him, free Godspeed or something along those lines. Maybe we find out that Zoom has also been locked up in prison in this post-crisis timeline. I think that's definitely possible, and then, he meets Godspeed, they team up, they escape, they go from there. I think that's definitely possible, and then, of course, eventually they destroy Central City. Now, with that being said, guys, this newspaper, the date, we have no idea what the date is, so we don't know if this is happening in the future or the past or the present. I would really like it to happen in the present because obviously Godspeed is in the present, and if Zoom is in the present, that would most likely mean he either time traveled from the past or he is somehow still alive in this post-crisis timeline, which I think would be great. However, if it was from present day, one would think that, it would say Central City Citizen as the newspaper instead of Central City Picture News. Now, we obviously know that Central City Picture News is more of like a past newspaper they've used on the show. So obviously that could mean that this might be in the past, which I think would be a little bit unfortunate. I'd really like to see it in the present or maybe even the future. Any of that would be really cool. The past would still be cool too. Of course, Zoom and Godspeed teaming up is always great to see. Now, obviously, with that, the reason for this, possibly being in the past, obviously, Godspeed has absolutely no idea who the Flash is anymore, because Speed Force Nora erased that from his memory. So maybe I'm starting to think that, he doesn't know who the Flash is, but he does know that he lives in Central City. So maybe if this is in the present, or it could obviously still be in the past if he really wants to time travel back in time and team up with Zoom, but if this is still in the present, I'm thinking Godspeed could just be like, oh, if I want to get rid of the Flash, I could just destroy the city and kill everyone. Then I would probably kill the Flash. But yeah, I definitely think that Godspeed forgetting who the Flash is could definitely set up another really cool storyline with him. I'm really hoping that Godspeed isn't just like another villain the Flash faces this season. I'm really hoping he actually has like a little bit of a storyline, seeing as how we only got one episode with him as the real main villain last season. How he could find out that Barry's the Flash. That could obviously come from Reverse Flash or Zoom or somebody else. Maybe even Bloodwork comes into the mix. I think that'd be really cool as well. So this next theory here goes in tune with Godspeed escaping Argus, and it also involves the Reverse Flash. So this theory is that, before Reverse Flash asked Barry for help in Armageddon, my theory is that he made a time remnant of himself, and he's hiding out in the Negative Speed Force, his time remnant. The reason he's hiding out in the Negative Speed Force is because we've seen from Season 5 that Reverse Flash or anybody that goes into the Negative Speed Force is immune to timeline changes. The Negative Speed Force is immune to timeline changes. Now, with that being said, in Armageddon, I have no idea why Reverse Flash didn't just, hide out in the Negative Speed Force himself. Obviously, it could just be, for storyline and, as I said, story purposes. But anyways, my theory here is that Reverse Flash hiding out in the Negative Speed Force, the Time Remnant, he will eventually free Godspeed. And, of course, that would make even more sense if they're still planning on doing this big Legion of Zoom storyline, which I think would absolutely be awesome. If you guys don't know what the Legion of Zoom storyline is, it's basically Reverse Flash gathering a bunch of, Flash villains and then, all teaming up against the Flash. So I think especially if Godspeed were thrown into the mix here, I think that would be so cool to see. And also, what if Godspeed ended up creating a time remnant? Maybe that's how he returns. Or maybe they find a way to enhance, his Godspeed ability from the comics, where he can basically split into two of himself. I think, if they did that on the show, I think that would be really cool, because they never really did that at all. They just had, like, the Godspeed clones who weren't really that. They weren't really his Godspeed ability. So I think if they ended up doing something like that on the show, that'd be great. And the Godspeed we see return later in the season could end up being like a totally different version of Godspeed. Maybe this version of Godspeed is from 2048. Obviously, the one that we know now is from 2049. So maybe there's one that's, a little bit earlier than that, and he just, hasn't fought the Flash yet. He hasn't done any of that yet. I think that's possible. So then, there's a little bit more time travel into the mix. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Godspeed return, and as I said before, I hope he gets an actual storyline this season. And by the way, guys, The Flash Season 8 Episode 7 airs tomorrow, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for my episode review video that will come out right after the episode airs. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on Godspeed this season. What do you think is going to happen with him? What do you guys think is going to happen with this big Legion of Zoom storyline that's presumably going to be happening? And I'll see you guys in the next video.